Can day traders use institutional data? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use institutional data like the smart money traders positions and how you can leverage it in your day trading. I mean those intraday traders who close their positions within a day. And what I mean smart money traders, I'm not going to talk about the ICT concepts you are familiar with by Michael J. Hudson in his ICT concepts, because smart money concepts is just a refinement of the ICT concepts which is basically focused on the technical aspect of trading, like identifying order blocks, breaker blocks, mitigation blocks, fair value gaps, among others on the candlestick chart. But for us, we are going to see where to find this institutional data, and you will see at the end of this video if it is worth your attention. All right, let's begin. So first and foremost, you go to Google and type COT Report. When you hit enter, you land on the first page, which is commitment of traders, because COT means commitments of traders, published on the CFTC website. I have ever made a video about this. You can check it in my videos. Then you come here to introduction and classification to understand exactly how it works. Publishes the commitments of traders reports to help. This is so much crucial to help the public understand market dynamics. Okay, so this report provides a breakdown of each Tuesday's open interest for futures and options on futures markets in which 20 or more traders hold positions equal to or above the reporting levels established by the CFTC. And by the way, it is released on Friday. Yes, the breakdown is of Tuesday, but it is released on Friday. So with that being said, you have to scroll down and locate a section, for example, an asset you want to analyze. For this case, I'm going to analyze gold and to be under metals and others. So if you're analyzing an asset which is under agriculture, you click here. If you are analyzing an asset under petroleum products, you go here. Natural gas and products is here. Electricity, it's here. Then if it is currencies or any other financial markets, then you come here to the long format. So for my case, let me go back and I click on long format, and this is where you're going to see the raw data. This is the institutional data, which is published on the CFTC Commission website, right? So you can see this could be a bit difficult for retail traders, individual traders to interpret. Even me, when I looked at this data myself, it was very hard for me to interpret it and how to use it in my trading. And if I can look for gold we are interested in, let me just scroll slightly down a bit, and you see we have gold is here. You can see gold is here, and it is on Commodity Exchange Corporation. And now we have different categories of traders, the one we call the smart money, right? So when we come here, you can see we have the first category, who are the producers, merchants, or processors of gold. These are the ones who extract physical gold, right? So you can see their positions, their long positions, their buys worth 12,191, and their short positions 29,238. So you can see they are heavily short. So coming back to swap dealers, these are the liquidity providers. Their long positions is 29,455. Their short positions is 219,971. You can also see that they are heavily short. They are selling gold. They are liquidity providers. Okay, so they are selling those ones who are buying, right? It sounds interesting. So managed money, this is where my interest is as a retail trader. Why? Because these guys are speculators. They are managing clients' funds like insurance companies, like hedge funds, and they have the ability to move the market. So let's look at their long positions. It's 128,043, whereas their short position is just 14,322. So that means they are heavily long. They are buying the market. These are speculators, like I said, who are trend followers and predicting the direction of the market and make money. They do not have to own the physical gold, but they predict the direction of the market, and that is what you see on the chart. Okay, then we have other reportables and non-reportable position. These are the positions of retail trader, individual retail traders, and I don't look at this one, by the way. So this whole information, we have another tool called Forecaster, which aggregates all these category of traders and uses another advanced tool called gap index to help you interpret everything you see here. When you create your Forecast account, you come here, and it is just like Google. You type any asset of your choice. You can see Euro USD, and here you can find these simple shortcuts. SNL stands for seasonality screener, then PTN stands for pattern screener, OBS, overbought and oversold region rather screener, then COT, that is the one we are talking about, which is commitment of traders, then the news section, which is the AI agent that will give you everything that is happening around that very asset or instrument you have chosen. So for our case, I would go with the COT, but now, as I said, I'm interested in gold as a case study for this video. That's what I want to analyze, and this is the one. Gold is the commodity. You come here to the COT, because we said this forecaster will aggregate the other category of traders into this tool, and will help you to interpret it easily, even if you are just a beginner. So you can see the other features I've been talking about: the seasonality, pattern, overbought and oversold, then the COT report, which is here, right? So let's come back here, or we scroll down. You have to turn on two different categories that are always in opposing directions. So for instance, by default, there is producers and non-commercials. Non-commercials represent the category of traders who are speculating the market, whereas these ones are producers, those ones who extract gold. Okay, now either way you can turn on managed funds, managed money and commercials, and you turn off these ones, and you also turn on the gap index. Okay, you scroll down, you make sure you can turn off for 1 year and turn off for 6 months. You remain with this one. So you can see price is around between 0 to 17 region. This region, which means it is likely to do what? To go up. So when you look at because when price is here, this acts like, I always say, this acts like the oscillators or the RSI, relative strength index, the other indicators which show the overbought region and the oversold region. So this is like the oversold region, and price is likely to rally up. However, this is always not the case, because for us, we shall be heavily focused on the institutional positions, and you can see it just here. Because, for example, here, whenever you see this LNA category of traders that is above the negatives and is in positives. For example, here, if I bring this one, it is the managed money positions at 1.82%. So they are heavily along. The commercials, they are -6, they are selling. So the same applies. This is just an example of choosing different category of traders. If I again turn on the other ones, producers versus the non-commercials, the same story we are going to see. You can find that one, the non-commercials are heavily bullish in a positive, whereas the producers are selling, they are heavily short, they are selling gold. And the price currently is in a pullback. The overall trend of market structure, it is bullish, but this is just what? A pullback. And if you can watch here, you can see on 14th October 2025, price hit this resistance zone, had to retrace and had to break it back. So prices are again back to this area, which area acted as a resistance zone. So now it is a support zone, in my opinion, and price is likely to begin rallying up based on what we have just seen from the gap index. So let me again turn on the gap index, Well, this is what we call a tooltip. This is the one which is reading these values I'm reading for you, but if you turn it off, it cannot give you anything. Okay, so you can see, let me turn it on. And again, how do you use these two? This is another chart. If you know how to interpret it, you can find it here. It looks like this if you know how to interpret it, but me, I prefer this one. Okay, so you can see it is this one, okay, which I have turned on. And by the way, when you reach on this website, you can even download this entire chart. If I take a screenshot, it might be hard for me to capture the details just below, but if I use this one download option, can be able to get all this data. If I want to separate the charts, I can do so, and you can see all the categories of traders I selected are within the price chart. Okay, so you can see this pink one, they are the producers who are selling, now have merged with the current price here. So I like when the charts are separated, by the way. But once again, let me turn off this 1 year and 6 months, and I remain with the gap index of 3 years to show me exactly where the positions of non-commercials are. So they are heavily buying, because in this region between 20 and the 80, this zone, okay, you can define this color. It shows the trend is strong. Right? The trend of the underlying asset is strong. So you can see price of gold is still bullish. But when we go to the chart, you are going to find a different story, because this data is in line with the higher time frames like weekly, monthly, and beyond. Now, when you go to the chart, you find that this weekly flow or market structure, this pullback is actually a bearish setup, is a bearish market structure for lower time frames. So what I mean here, if I go to the live chart of gold, so for example, this is the weekly chart. You can see this is the weekly chart, and if I go to a daily time frame, you can see now. So this is gold futures. You can see it has been a pullback. You don't have to simply buy because you have seen the institutional data buying, but rather wait for price to change character, okay, by creating higher highs and higher lows. But once it is still producing or showing lower highs and lower lows, then it is still in a sell, probably to clear liquidity. So let's go. This was gold futures, which is centralized, which is on centralized markets where everyone can see the open positions in the order book. Now let's go to the gold as a CFD, XAU, USD, and let me pull out these charts. So you can see this is gold, this is a daily time frame. So what I was trying to mean, if we go to, let's say, 1 hour, I think it is still ranging around here. So you are not going to do anything here. You have to wait. You have to do what? To wait. Let me do some analysis. I'll show you what I did on a daily time frame. This is 4 hour. This is a daily time frame. Can you see? So you can see there is a support zone here, right? At around let me see, around $39.16. So until you see a reaction on this zone and you see a change of character on H1, when price has started forming higher highs and higher low, do not enter for buys. But my analysis and how to use institutional data as a day trader is to know the directional bias backed by the smart money traders' positions. They are heavily long. They are not selling the market. This is just a higher time frame pullback you have been seeing. So be vigilant for the upcoming buy positions or a change of character. So if again I go back to H1, it is accumulating orders here. Wait for liquidity to be grabbed and wait for a change of character and join the move. So that's it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. You can also add your insights about what you know about the COT report or institutional data or smart money concepts. And yes, subscribe for more videos. Until next time, keep winning.